Imagine, for just a moment, that I told you the thing most likely to put you in the hospital after 60 is not the disease you worry about every night, not the heart condition your brother has, not the cancer diagnosis that runs in your family. It is, very simply, a stumble on a carpet you have walked across 10,000 times. Falls are the leading cause of injury-death for adults 65 and older in the United States, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC. Every 11 seconds, an older adult in America is rushed to an emergency room because of a fall. Every single day. More than 14 million older adults report falling every single year. In 2021 alone, falls killed more than 38,000 older adults, and in newer data from 2023, that number was even higher, with the CDC reporting a fall death rate of nearly 70 per 100,000 adults 65 and up. Let that number breathe for a moment. We are not talking about a rare event. We are talking about something almost as common in an older adult's life as the morning cup of coffee. And here is the part I really want you to sit with, because this is the reversal that changes everything. The actual reason older adults fall so often has very little to do with the rug, the icy sidewalk, or the banana peel we laugh about in cartoons. The real reason is happening quietly, inside your muscles and inside your balance system, and most of it is reversible. According to the National Institutes of Health, after the age of 60, the average adult loses somewhere between 3 and 8% of their muscle mass every 10 years, and the Cleveland Clinic reports that figure can climb toward 8% per decade right after 65. Strength declines separately at roughly 1.5% a year in your 50s, and accelerates to about 3% a year after 60. This quiet wasting has a medical name you may have seen on a pamphlet, sarcopenia, which is just a long word for age-related muscle loss, and research summarized in the National Library of Medicine estimates it affects somewhere between 5 and 13% of adults in their 60s, and up to half of adults in their 80s. Nobody told them it was reversible. Almost nobody told them it was even happening. And the second I say that, you should feel the tension lift a little, because every study I am about to share with you shows the same thing. The body still responds. It responds at 65. It responds at 75. It responds at 85. It just needs the right kind of invitation. Before we go further, let me invite you to do two small things. If this kind of warm, doctor-style information helps you, please tap the subscribe button so we can reach the millions of people over 60 who are searching for answers and do not yet know this channel exists. Then drop a quick comment with your age. Just your age. Nothing more. I read almost every comment on these videos, and knowing who is listening shapes every script I write from here on. Now, let's get into the 5 exercises. Number 1. The sit to stand. If I could only give you one movement for the rest of your life, it would be this one. And I do not say that lightly. Sit on a sturdy chair. Your kitchen table chair works perfectly. Keep your feet flat on the floor about hip-width apart. Lean your chest forward just slightly. Push through your heels, and stand up tall. Take one breath. Slowly sit back down with control. That is 1 rep. Now let me tell you why this matters more than almost any other move on this list. Magic, every time you sit on a chair and stand back up, your body fires almost every large muscle in your lower body. Your thighs, your hips, your glutes, your calves, your core, all of it. And it does so in the exact same chain that you would use to climb a stair, step off a curb, get off a low toilet, stand up from a soft couch after Thanksgiving dinner, or steady yourself if you stumble. It is the same engine doing the same work. Think of your thighs as the cylinders in a car engine. A car that sits in the driveway for 6 months does not run well. The tires go flat. The oil thickens. The engine seizes. The car that gets started and driven every day still runs at 60, still runs at 80, just maybe with a little quieter idle. Your chair is your driveway. The repetition is short, easy, and almost magical in what it builds back up. A 2019 peer-reviewed study published in a Japanese journal found that repeated sit-to-stand exercises specifically improved knee extensor strength in older adults who were already considered frail. Knee extensor strength is just a long way to say the strength in the front of your thighs, the muscles that let you step up and stand up. Harvard Health, in their chair exercise guides for seniors, also points out that this single motion trains nearly every functional movement a person over 60 relies on daily. The biggest mistake I see people make is assuming they need a gym, weights, or a trainer to get stronger legs. They do not. The chair is your equipment, and it is in your kitchen right now. The fix is gentle and unglamorous. Start with 2 or 3 short sets of around 5 comfortable reps. Make sure each rep is slow on the way down. Control beats speed every single time. If you cannot stand without pushing off the chair arms with your hands, push off with your hands. If you cannot go all the way down to the seat without plopping, only go halfway down and rebound from there. Both of those are honest, real, valid versions of the same exercise. You are not failing. You are starting exactly where you should. Over weeks, the hand push becomes unnecessary. Over months, the half squats become full, smooth, controlled ones. That is not magic. That is consistency turning into strength, right in front of you. Number 2. The heel raise. Stand behind a sturdy chair, holding the back of it lightly, just for balance. Keep your shoulders relaxed and your posture tall. Slowly lift both heels off the ground, so you are rising up onto the balls of your feet. Hold the rise for 1 calm breath. Then lower your heels back down with control. That is 1 rep. Why this matters is one of my favorite little stories to tell, because it involves something almost no one thinks about. Your ankle is the gimbal of your body. A gimbal is the little swinging mount that keeps a ship's compass level even when the sea is rough. Your ankle does the same thing for you. Every step on uneven ground, every time you turn your head while walking, every time you step on a floor that is slightly slanted, your ankle has to fire tiny muscles fast and in exactly the right order. After 60, those muscles tend to react a little more slowly. That delay is one of the quiet, hidden reasons older adults trip on the very last stair they have climbed 1,000 times. The Fall Prevention Center of Excellence, along with the Mayo Clinic's Fall Prevention Guidance, has long recommended calf strengthening movements like this for exactly this reason. The reason most people never warm up to balance training is a quiet little mistake. They believe balance is a gift you are born with, like the color of your eyes, that you either have or you do not. The truth is, balance is a trained skill, much closer to handwriting than it is to eye color. You can build it, you can lose it, and you can build it back, even later than you think. The fix here is also simple. 2 sets of 10 to 12 slow, controlled reps, holding the chair without leaning on it, is a beautiful place to start. Once that feels easy, I want you to do something silly and powerful. Practice your heel raises while you brush your teeth. Just stand near the sink. It is the same move. It feels like nothing. But over a few weeks, you have added 10 minutes a day of balance and strength work without ever scheduling a single block of exercise. I want to invite you to comment now. Tell me, do you brush your teeth in the morning or at night? I would bet 3/4 of you will type morning without thinking about it, but the night group will probably fight me in the comments. Let's see who is right. Number 3. The wall push-up. Stand facing a wall, about an arm's length away. Place your palms flat against the wall at shoulder height, fingers pointing up. Slowly bend your elbows and bring your chest toward the wall. Then push back out to the start. That is 1 rep. Now I want you to picture the front of your upper body as a door on a house. The muscles in your chest, your shoulders, the backs of your arms, all of these are the hinges. A door that never gets opened rusts. A door that swings once a day stays smooth, even after decades. One of the most common and most heartbreaking complaints I hear from people over 60 is the sudden, almost embarrassing difficulty of opening a heavy front door, a refrigerator door, a microwave, a jar of pickles. That is not weakness of character. That is strength leaving the front of your shoulder, and almost nobody ever names it for them. They just stop opening jars and quietly accept it. You do not have to accept it. The wall push-up is the gentlest, lowest load version of the most powerful upper body movement that exists, the push-up. It recruits nearly all the same muscles without a single second on the floor. A summary of chair and wall exercise programs in 2021, available through the National Library of Medicine, found meaningful improvements in hand grip strength and overall function in older adults who did low-load resistance work consistently. That is research speak for saying, the gentle version still works. The mistake people make is assuming that because they could not do a floor push-up at age 45, the movement family is closed to them forever. That is a fair thought. It is also wrong. The fix is to start your hands flat on a wall, breathe through every rep, and let your hands slowly migrate downward over time. Wall to counter. Counter to the edge of a sturdy bed. Bed to a soft couch. Couch to a thick mat on the floor, if you ever want to go that low. Each step is gentle. Each step counts. Each step is opening that door one more time. Number 4. The standing march. Stand tall behind that same chair, or anywhere along a countertop where you can steady yourself. Lift your right knee until your thigh is roughly parallel to the floor. Set it down gently. Lift your left knee. Set it down gently. You are marching in place. Now let me give you one of my favorite body analogies, and I use this one often because it actually helps people feel the exercise work. Your heart is a small water pump, and your blood vessels are a vast network of garden hoses. When you sit for a long time, the blood in your lower legs pools a little, like water settling in a long garden hose. When you march, the muscles of your legs squeeze those hoses in a rhythmic wave from the feet upward, pushing that pooled blood back toward the heart. That is why marching feels energizing the moment you start, and that is why your legs feel lighter after a minute. Beyond circulation, the CDC's physical activity guidelines for Americans recommend that older adults do at least 150 minutes of moderate activity a week, which sounds intimidating until you realize 10 minutes of marching, 5 days a week, already gets you a full third of the way there. You do not have to walk outside for any of this to count. The mistake is believing a kitchen march is somehow less valuable than a long walk in the park. It is not. The kitchen march is movement. The outside walk is movement with fresh scenery. Both build the same internal engine. The fix is to march for 1 to 2 minutes, several times a day, sitting down to rest between sets. Over weeks, build toward 10 continuous minutes. Add small, relaxed arm swings once you are comfortable. If your knees complain, march from a seated position in your chair, lifting each knee as high as it will go without pain. Same movement family, same blood flow benefit, zero joint stress. Number 5. The heel-to-toe walk, also called the tandem walk. Stand holding a counter or a wall with one fingertip, not leaning, just touching for safety. Place the heel of one foot directly in front of the toes of the other foot, as if you are walking on a thin line on the floor. Take a slow step. Repeat. Now picture drawing a straight vertical line down the middle of your forehead and continuing it down the center of your chest, all the way to the floor. That line is your center of gravity, the balance point your body keeps trying to find. After 60, that line sometimes drifts a little to the side, because the inner ear, the ankles, and the small muscles at the base of your feet all gradually communicate a little more slowly. The heel-to-toe walk is like taking a soft pencil and redrawing that center line over and over. Each step is a tiny retraining session. The Fall Prevention Center of Excellence recommends movements like this for older adults working on their fall prevention, precisely because they rewire the timing between your eyes, your inner ear, and your feet. The mistake people make is training their balance only at the gym, while the most dangerous floor for almost every older adult is the bathroom in socks at 2 in the morning, and almost no one practices for that floor. Practicing barefoot, in good lighting, while holding a counter for safety, 1 minute a day, builds the kind of balance that stops being only a gym skill and starts being a life skill. Heather, Mark, anyone over 60 listening, the 2 a.m. bathroom is the real test. This is the practice for the actual test. Now let me tell you about someone, imagined, but representative of so many real stories I have heard. Let's call her Margaret. 68 years old, retired school teacher, lives alone in a small house in Ohio. Her greatest fear, in her own words, was that one of her granddaughters would have to start helping her shower or get dressed, and that fear kept her awake more nights than she cared to admit. She started doing the 5 movements, 3 days a week, roughly 10 minutes a session. Nothing heroic, nothing flashy. By week 3, she stopped bracing her hand on the hallway wall when she walked to the bathroom at night. By week 6, she retrieved a heavy mixing bowl from the top shelf without asking her granddaughter to come over. By 4 months, she told me with a small, surprised laugh that getting out of her car no longer felt like a small battle. Margaret did not reverse aging. She did not become 25 again. She stabilized. She grew stronger. She quietly bought herself more years of being the kind of grandmother her granddaughters remember. That is what these movements buy. Time, choice, dignity. And there is no medicine on the planet that does it more reliably. Let me give you the recap, so it sticks in the part of your memory that will carry it through the day. Number 1, the sit to stand rebuilds the engine that drives every stair, curb, and low chair you will face for the rest of your life. Number 2, the heel raise wakes up the ankle muscles so you stop catching a toe on rugs and thresholds. Number 3, the wall push-up protects your upper body so opening doors, lifting grandchildren, and standing up from a soft couch stop feeling like a fight. Number 4. The standing march pumps blood back to your heart and quietly stacks up the kind of moderate activity that official guidelines recommend. Number 5. The heel-to-toe walk redraws your center of gravity, so the wobbly moments, the bathroom at night, the wobbly train, the uneven garden path, all start feeling less dangerous. 5 movements: a chair, a wall, and 10 minutes a day of your time. That is the price of admission. Before we close, I want to be honest with you the way a trusted doctor would be. Talk with your own doctor before beginning any new movement program, especially if you take blood pressure medication, blood thinners, if you have a recent joint replacement, a heart condition, or have had surgery in the last 6 months. Gentle does not automatically mean safe for your specific body. Start slow, stop on pain, progress at the pace your body actually allows. This channel is educational only, and is not a substitute for your medical team. And I say that with love, not legalese. I want to leave you with one debate I genuinely want to read about in the comments. Some people believe 60 is too late to start exercising, that the body has already locked the door. Other people believe 60 is exactly the right age to start, because that is when the payoff in independence, in years lived in your own home, in time with grandchildren, becomes priceless. Take a moment, tell me your age. Tell me which side of that debate you sit on. The science I have read suggests the second group is far closer to the truth, and I would love to hear what your experience has taught you. If this script gave you even one specific thing you can do this week, please subscribe so this channel can keep reaching more people who need encouragement like this. We are quietly building a place where turning 60 is not something to brace for. It is something to train for, and if you want to keep that momentum going, the next video on this channel covers the 5 morning habits that quietly work against your health goals after 60, and the third habit on that list will genuinely surprise you. I will see you there.